First of all, like, this is devastating that this happened.
Do you want to just tell them a little bit what happened if they don't?
So, Astroworld took place last weekend, and there was the capacity was over the capacity, and people were getting trotted on. Really sad. There was, I think, a 16-year-old.
Well, people stormed the gates, didn't they? I saw a video of like literally for 2 whole minutes, I saw a constant stream of people sprinting in.
Yeah.
So that's got to be like hundreds of people every like 10 seconds. So there would have been thousands of extra bodies in there.
Yeah. The crazy thing is the capacity was at 50,000. The stadium could hold 200,000. Yet this still happened.
That's insane. But, I think it's totally, like, as much as, we can blame Travis, we can cancel Travis, right? That's all well and good. I don't agree with cancelling anyone. I think everyone at least deserves a chance to have a conversation first before being cancelled. But at the end of the day, I have seen some videos, really damning videos, of him mid-performance, ambulance drivers coming in.
Yeah.
The crowd pleading to stop. People in the crowd. I saw this one video of a girl climbing up a ladder to a cameraman who was like, they're dying. And there's this one point where I think Travis, like, he knows.
Yeah, he knows he points it out.
Yeah, he points it out. And then he just continues.
Yeah.
Maybe he didn't know the severity of it. But, we've all been to festivals. We've all seen stuff get stopped because someone's hurt. And me, like, as a musician, as someone who's played festivals, if someone was being hurt, if someone was hurt, someone was fainted, you stop.
Yeah.
You stop the music, you stop everything, and you make sure they're okay. Yeah. I know Travis has this thing about, being the hardest dude in rap and like having the craziest mosh pits and like living that hard life. But I'll tell you what, man, nothing comes before health and safety.
And people's lives, especially.
Yeah.
It was a messed up situation.
It was. And, as much as I say, people shouldn't be cancelled just straight away. And I'm a Travis Scott fan. Like, keep that in mind. I've been to a Travis Scott concert. And it wasn't right. He should have handled it different. And his apology, where he was just like, oh, man.
Yeah.
Oh, like, what is that? What is that? I feel like I've flipped just talking about it. I was starting off coming like really soft, but it kind of pisses me off, to be honest. Like, in the way he's responded, it's very blasé, in my opinion. Maybe he just doesn't know how to convey that type of emotion and that type of, because this has never happened before in this type of way.
No.
Where it's so directly pointed at someone.
Yeah.
All these deaths. And I think the figures are 8 deaths and like
hundreds injured. Hundreds injured.
And the youngest was 14, by the way.
14, really?
Yeah.
Wow. That's terrible.
It is really, really sad.
I heard that they were putting needles in the security guards to knock them out so they could storm the gate.
What?
Yeah.
Man, where'd you hear this?
I heard it on TikTok, so it might not be facts.
Disclaimer.
Disclaimer, I heard it on TikTok.
Yeah.
But I also heard needles in another, I don't know where I heard it, but I heard it before as well.
Yeah.
And it wasn't TikTok.
I feel like I've heard it, but I don't want to claim that that's true. So
it's a possibility.
We're no proof of that yet, so we don't want to put that out there. But
surely the security should do a better job as well.
Well, it's like it's a mixture of like you got to go up the ranks, right? So it's like, okay, the security couldn't handle it. Why couldn't they handle it? Was there not enough security on? Were they just underprepared? Were they just
undertrained?
Undertrained, but all this, like, that's not the security's fault. That's the company that's organizing the security's fault.
Yeah.
Because that's their problem. I'm sure Travis was probably just like, someone came to him and was like, oh, let's do a festival. And Travis is like, yeah, let's do a festival. I'll promote it. I'll call up my friends, get them to play. And that's probably his extent of the involvement. Maybe some artistic direction in terms of like the setup and stuff. But other than that, Travis wouldn't have had anything else to do with that.
No, there's got to be a level of trust between the artist and the venue that the artist has to trust the venue that they got their security under control and everything's going to be okay.
Yeah.
And that's where it all went wrong, because it wasn't okay. And now it's been put on Travis because he continued the show.
Yeah. And, you know, and now they've cancelled it, like, which obviously, you know, it would have been terrifying if they didn't cancel it.
Yeah.
But I haven't seen a concert be this traumatic to so many people I can't remember.
Yeah.
I can't remember. I mean, other than obviously the really obvious ones, like, I mean, I'm not putting this in the same category as like the Las Vegas shooting or anything like that, because they're two separate things. Let's be clear. They're two very separate things.
Yeah.
But in terms of just a straight up festival going wrong, this is probably up there.
Yeah. It's the first time it's happened to this extent.
I don't think to this extent, but like at least not as publicly.
Yeah.
You know, because like, you know, we don't know what it was like back in the 80s or 90s or something, you know.
No.
So yeah, that it is what it is. But leading into the metaverse.
Yeah. You can't get stampedes in the metaverse.
That's facts. You cannot get stamped on by people.
And I wonder if this has scarred Travis in a way, because he's done online festivals. He did that Fortnite one, which was really successful.
Yeah.
I wonder if this, I don't know, like 8 people died because of your concert.
Listen, I think nothing replaces a real life festival, in my opinion. Nothing replaces it. We can get really close. And I think we will get so close that it is close to being indistinguishable. But for the next 10, I'm going to say 15 years, I don't think we're going to have anything to be able to replicate the feeling.
Yeah.
And maybe even longer. Maybe I'm just being optimistic, to be honest. But I think we're a long way off of having completely real life simulated festivals. But I think we can get close.
Yeah, I think there can be more of it as well.
Yeah, totally. And that's something we're definitely looking to do with Moonwalker FM. So
yeah, because the Fortnite one was because of COVID, right? He couldn't have like a full festival to the public, so he did it online. But I wonder now, even if he could do a real life festival, that he'd do an online festival instead.
Look, I think Astroworld's done.
Do you think it's completely done?
I think Astroworld is done. I think the brand of Astroworld and that whole thing, I think it's over. And if he does come back, it'll be with something else, a different name or something.
Yeah.
Because it will always have that association.
Yeah.
It will never not. And it will come back with a new promoter, a new festival, partners to work with, new venue. I don't even, because he's from Texas, so they did it in Texas, obviously. Mm-hmm. I don't think they'll be coming back to Texas. At least not for a while until this cools off, because you look at, like, imagine the uproar from parents.
Yeah, totally.
Like, it would just be insane, the amount of uproar they'd be dealing with. And, like, what parent would let their child go to an Astroworld concert now?
Yeah, no one.
So I think it's done. And I think, well, clearly it's for the best, because they were under-organized. Obviously, it's absolutely tragic that these people lost their lives, and, you know, condolences to all the families, because it's so sad. But, this is impactful enough that maybe we'll see some changes.
I feel so alone.